So in the introduction, I don't intend to bore you with the very simple and basic and boring definitions, because I know that all of you who are watching this video lectures, either you are doing BTech or you are already graduated from your BTech. So you must have studied this subject before, or you are currently studying the subject right now in your college. So we'll start with the very basic definitions which are already present in the books. You can refer those definitions in the books, or by following these video lectures, by the end everything will be clear, so you don't actually need to refer any book. That is my personal suggestion. Okay, so we'll be starting with the basic definitions of things like data. What is the data? What is the information? What is a record? What is a database? And what is a management? So if you already know all these information, then you can skip this video. Otherwise, it is better you can continue watching this video. Okay, so the first definition is related to what is a data. What is a data? So data generally can be written as data are the facts which can be recorded. Data are the facts which can be recorded. Okay, and generally the data is abstract in nature. So it is abstract in nature. So it is abstract, or you can say raw facts. So data is representing raw facts. Now when you say something called as information, now this information is created using data. Okay, so you can say information can be defined as the data with some added meaning. That means you should be able to acquire some kind of information. You should be able to refer some kind of meaning from the data. That is called as information. And then there's something called as a record. So what is a record? A record can be defined as the collection of logically related data. It is the collection of logically related data. Okay, now for example, if I say that I have some record, like maybe as student roll number is 501, maybe the name of the student is Ram, and maybe the marks he got out of 600 is 530, or you can say 503. So this is representing a record, which is a record related to a student whose roll number is 501 and the marks he got is 503. Okay, then there's something called as a database. Okay, now you can say the database can be defined as a collection of records. Okay, collection of records. Or you can say, or the database can also be defined as the collection of logically related data. Okay, and when I'm saying management, there's something called as management. We know what is a database. Now we need to understand what is a management. And management, in the case of database management system, these are some set of programs. Okay, these are some thorough set of programs. Okay, now if I say what is an example of a data, what can I say an example of data? For example, we have some text is there, or you can say there are some numbers, or there are some images, even a video. All these things are representing some data, or you can say even a speech. All these things are representing a data. And when I'm saying database, data is a collection of records, right? For example, if I say some text and numbers, maybe some geographical information system, right? Or you can say maybe some bank information system, or maybe some relational database that presents a database. Okay, so roughly you can say it like this: we have some data, we store this data inside a database, and in the database we are going to define some constraints, we are going to define some constructs related to the data, right? Or you can say define some construct related to the data and to manage the data. Now the software which is going to do this work, that means defining construct and managing the data, that is called as database management system. That is called as a database management system. So roughly what is a database management system? If I am going to give you a definition related to the database management system, so you can say database management system can be defined as collections of logically related data and set of programs to access those data, that is called as a database management system. And there are a lot of applications of database management system. Okay, so if we say we have a database, and we add a software which is called as database management system, combinedly they are called as database system, or you can say DBS, or you can say database system. Okay, there are huge applications of database management system which we see in the daily basis. There are huge applications. We have applications like these. Databases are generally widely used in the banking sector. The database is widely used in the telecom sector, or you can say telecommunication sector. Telecommunications. The databases are widely used in reservation systems. The databases are widely used in sales and even in the scientific application. The database management system are having huge applications in these fields. And when I'm saying what is the goal of a database management system, here if I'm going to define what is the goal of DBMS, then the goal of database management system is the effective storage and retrieval of data from the database management, or you can say from the database. Okay, so it is the effective storage and retrieval of data from the database. Effective storage and retrieval of data from the database. Okay, now see, there's a huge difference why I'm saying database and there's something called as database management system. Is generally you can take a very simple example of old age banking system. Then if you go around 20 or 30 years from back from now, you can see to store the data or information related to the people who are having accounts in the banks, they used to maintain some notebooks or files. In those files they have records related to the transactions which that person has performed and related to different details. Now during that time it was very difficult to manage that complete system, because it is huge. You can just imagine how huge it will be if we have banks throughout the country, and every bank, if for example there's a person whose account is in Delhi and someone is depositing the money in Chandigarh, or someone is depositing the money in some other area, so it will be huge difficult for them to manage all those transactions, because they have to fill out the records in Chandigarh, they have to fill out the records in Delhi itself and the different locations. So it is very impossible to deposit money in the different locations, right? So when we designed the databases means we are having a collection of those records, and those collection of records can then be used. We can perform some operations on those collections of records, like we can retrieve some information, we can submit some kind of information, we can deposit some kind of structures or some kind of new information inside the database. And the database management systems makes us capable, or you can say it makes our task so much easier, so that we can perform those tasks on the databases. Okay, so this is, database management system is kind of a it is a tool in the hands of people like us who can make the best out of it. We can make the best use out of it, and we can change the whole world just with the help of database management system. Okay, so in the next video, let us check out what are the different structures we used in case of hierarchical database to store different kinds of data. Okay.